When there's activity and their brains are engaged and they're allowed to have that activity, they're going to build up the need to eat. Kids are kids. They want to play and they want to eat. And those are the two things that they can count on every day.
For years, students have followed the same lunch schedule: eat first and then go outside for recess. But today, schools across the country are questioning and changing that old routine. Recess Before Lunch is a new program that is gaining support for its innovative approach that better suits the kids and their teachers.
Recess Before Lunch has been incredibly successful in our district. Majority of the teachers that I've spoken to love it.
I would definitely recommend Recess Before Lunch because it just keeps the kids focused. When they come in from lunch, they're not wound up, they've kind of calmed down, they've had that chance to talk with their friends, and it's much easier to get them focused and ready to go.
We felt it was important for the kids to leave the classroom and have an opportunity to expound some of that energy and be better prepared and hungry to come back into the cafeteria and eat.
What I like about it is that way recess before lunch I can get an appetite ready and then I'll be ready to eat.
Here's how Recess Before Lunch works. When it's time, students line up to go to the playground. After recess, the kids head to the cafeteria. On their way, the students clean their hands to scrub away those nasty germs. Once inside, they sit down and enjoy their nutritious lunches and relax with their friends. When lunch ends, they head back to their classrooms calm and ready to learn.
What happens when you don't have recess before lunch is children rush through their meal and they will just want to go and play, so they don't focus on their lunch. When they come back from the playground, then there's more tummy aches and it's hard to get them ready to study and learn.
There were a lot of pushing, shoving, falling down, a lot of aggravation out on the recess, not wanting to line back up because they weren't ready to come in.
Within a week, we had half of our staff was already commenting, our
Wow.
kids are calm, they're ready to learn, there's no arguing and bickering. They've gotten that all out before they came to lunch.
The recess before lunch lets them get out their willies, they play with their friends, then they come back to lunch, they sit, relax, eat a meal, get their bathroom breaks, their drink breaks, and then they come right into the classroom and are ready to learn.
Last year when we didn't have recess before lunch and we had recess after lunch, everybody was still like thirsty and they had to use the bathroom and stuff. But now we just sit down and we get back to work and it's easier that way.
Students eat more fruits and vegetables, drink more milk, and waste less food at schools that schedule recess before lunch.
Before recess, before lunch, a lot of times they wouldn't take in milk at all. They would just opt for the entree and a fruit or juice. So now I find that they are drinking a lot more milk.
They're thirsty and they're hungry, so they're looking at the food, they're taking the milk, and they're taking more fruits and vegetables.
School staffers have noticed an increase in healthy eating among students, plus a decrease in visits to the school clinic.
When we first started Recess Before Lunch, we weren't quite sure what the impact was going to be at the school level. And I actually stopped one day and talked to a clinic assistant. And she was very, very surprised at the decline in the number of students coming down to the clinic.
I noticed less, absolutely 100% less stomachache and nausea because they used to come to the clinic. I threw up, I have feeling I gonna throw up because they eat and they run. They're little, they're kids.
Changing the recess and lunch schedule, however, raises some practical concerns.
There really hasn't been any type of concern that we haven't been able to address.
The schedule had already been in place, so all we had to do was take the schedule and just flip the times and the activities. So instead of the time going straight to the cafeteria, we switched that to the time for recess. So it was minimal change to the schedule.
The Recess Before Lunch program did not require a whole lot of work, just some problem solving.
as far as what is this going to look like? How do we make that shift, that mind shift from recesses always after lunch to recesses before lunch? And then just some organization to make sure that there's no overlaps on the playground, which has actually fixed itself. And then the hand washing issue, which we've worked through too. So it really did not require a whole lot of problem solving. It's been an easy transition, surprisingly so.
So what are you waiting on? Here's how to get started. First, do some research about recess before lunch and how the program works at other schools. Second, review potential challenges to change in your current schedule so you can troubleshoot any issues. Third, create an implementation plan with input from school staff and teachers. Fourth, be patient and recognize that new programs take time to be successful. In the end, it will be worth it. And finally, celebrate your success by showcasing the school's innovation and leadership to parents, the community, and others from area schools.
If you want to reduce your discipline, if you want to increase your food consumption, if you want to maintain the continued transition from classroom to recess to have fun, to the cafeteria to eat, and then calm down enough to come back into the classroom, Recess Before Lunch is the program you really, really need to try.